Periva Sharanam, the Spake the Paramacharya, man and animal. The animal grows horizontally to the sides and hence they are called Triyak Jivan. Contrary to the animal, man has an upward growth or vertical development. As such, man must have higher and more laudable ideals than the animals. He can enjoy more comforts if only he has higher and nobler ideals than the animals. But what happens in reality and practical life? We human beings suffer more than the animals. The animals do not have so much desires or karma, anxieties and worries, and so many humiliations. More than anything, the animals do not commit so much sin as man. We commit sins and undergo many sufferings as a result of our sins. Viewing from one angle, it may appear to us that God has not bestowed so many conveniences to us as He had done with the animals. We do not have any defense mechanisms in our body, whereas every animal has its defense mechanisms in their own body. The defense mechanism of an animal is inbuilt in its body. Man has no weapons in his body to retaliate if he is assaulted. The bull has horns with which it will attack anyone who tries to bully or tease it. The bull turns to hit against us with his horns. The tigers have got claws. We do not have horns or claws either. To save itself from the chill of the weather, every animal has thick skin and the protective cover of hairs or wool for the goats and other animals. Man alone is left without any of this. We are not able to hit back if someone attacks us. We are not also able to run away as our legs lack the strength which is given to the horses. Even if the horse has no horns, God has given strength in the legs. That too we are lacking. Yet God has given man one thing which the animals lack. It is man's intellect. He has endowed man with more intelligence than the animals. With his brain and intellect, man makes many things. He gets wool from the animals like the sheep or goat. He uses the horse and utilizes its speed to go quickly from one place to another. Even though man does not possess the defense mechanisms with him, he makes many weapons from outside. Thus, man dominates over the other living creatures and the inanimate world with his superior intelligence. The animals have restrictions and constraints in their habitats. The Arctic bear will not live in the tropics and the elephants cannot survive in the Arctic regions. But man lives everywhere and all over the world. God has left man to make his comforts and conveniences in the different places using his brain and intellect. Despite his superior intelligence, man undergoes many sufferings and he is full of grief. He gets all his difficulties because of his being born in this world. What should he do to do away with birth? What is the reason or cause of our birth? We must have committed some wrongs or sins. That is why God has ordained that we must be born in this world and undergo the sufferings. Because we are ordained to get the whipping, we have taken this body. Since we commit sins by our karma or desires, we get birth or janma in this world. We will have no janma or jananas for us if we remain without doing any action. Much of our sins is due to our anger and our kama or desire is the cause for our anger. We should therefore renounce or give up our desires or kama. It is very difficult to be without doing any action when we have so much attachment. So, if we leave our attachments, we will not commit sins. Why at all do we have desires? It is because we think that there exists a second thing other than our own self. Naturally, we will get a desire to get that second thing. But in reality, there is no second thing. The Shivam or Brahman, which is all blissful and peaceful, appears as all the things we see with our eyes. A bull sees its image reflected in the mirror and goes to fight with it because he thinks that image in the mirror to be another bull. Similarly, a man sees his image in the mirror. Does he think that there is another man in the mirror? He knows that his self and the reflected image are the same. He is very calm. Thus, all that we see or observe is the only one. If we think that there is a second thing, we get desire to get it. If we don't get it, we become angry. Then we commit sins in our stage of anger and we get janma or birth as a result of our sins. If we get the wisdom that there is no second thing, we get no desires and the subsequent anger as there is no desire. We commit no sins and hence we have no birth or janma again. As we have no birth, that is rebirth, we have no actions and the resultant sorrows. How are we going to get this wisdom? If we grip the feet of Goddess Ishwari and merge ourselves with her, we get jnana or wisdom. Man becomes God then. The first thing we have to do is to make a man of a man. Then we can elevate him to the state of God. All religions have come up only with this objective, whatever may be the variations in the Siddhantas or ideologies. We should not leave man in his present condition where he is full with desire and anger. All the religions proclaim in one voice that man should be made loving and submissive. He should have the good qualities of peacefulness and making sacrifice for others. Man should be trained to become good. There can be no second opinion in this matter. Periyava Sharanam.